Well, hello, my friends. I hope y'all had a great Thanksgiving and you are decorated for Christmas. As you can see, I am not quite decorated for Christmas yet. I plan to do that today and through the rest of this week. I promised you a new video. I did not get it done last week because I had such a terrible cold in my head. I couldn't stop sneezing and blowing my nose and, all this stuff. I ended up drinking Theraflu 3 or 4 nights in a row just so I could sleep. It was terrible. I don't know if you can hear my voice. It's still lingering just a little bit, but I'm mostly over it. So I can get on with life now. I'm going to adjust my table a little bit here. So, what did I do after I finished that other Afghan? I have other Afghans to work on. And I did tell you that I was going to work on that second Boggy Creek Afghan. Let me show it to you, what I have done of it anyway. I was using two different yarns, two different colors of yarn. I am using the Lion Brand Homespun. This is what it looks like. And there it is. It is a number 5 bulky. So, and I use a size I hook to do this Afghan with. So this is one of the colors. This is called Prairie. I'm not sure if this color is still available. I purchased this a couple of years ago when I first moved into this apartment. So the second color I am using on this is this light color. This is called Tudor. Now I can order this from Amazon, and I've got most of this Afghan finished, but as you can see, there is still quite a bit left to do. Now what happened was I ran out of the Tudor, so I had to order another skein. It should be coming in the mail. I think I'm supposed to get it this next Monday, so then I can finish this Afghan. And this is a corner to corner. This is the corner to corner. So what I did was I got it as wide as I wanted it, which is about almost 40 inches long, wide, I mean. And then I'm going 50 inches long because the Boggy Creek blankets are supposed to be anywhere from 30 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. Or it can be a 40 by 40 square. So I wanted the 40 inches wide and the 50 inches length. So at any rate, at first I started out, I was going to do 10 rows of each color, but I felt like the stripes were a little bit too wide. So after I did the initial corner and got that set, then I went to 5 rows of each color. And so even if I had not, even if these first two, even if this had only been 5 rows wide, I still would not have had enough to finish the Afghan. So I would have still had to purchase another skein of the Tudor. So anyway, I'm waiting for that to come in so I can finish this. So I had been working on it, and when I do a corner to corner, especially one this small, the pattern goes very quickly. It doesn't take any time at all. I can do an Afghan this size in probably about a day. So yeah, there's that. So there's that one. I will finish that next week once I get that other yarn. So what else have I been working on? Oh my goodness, I have so many projects to work on. So the other thing I have been working on, and I've been working on this one for a while. This is a personal project just for me. I have been wanting a shawl, and I've seen so many pretty shawls online. They're just absolutely gorgeous. And so I have this Lion Brand, it's called Lion Brand Basic Stitch. There it is. This color is called Plum. And it's a really pretty burgundy color. It is a 4-weight, and I can use, up to a size J hook with it if I want. I can use up to a size 8 knitting needle if I want. So Anyway, it's a 4-weight, but it's still kind of, to me, it looks kind of thin. It almost, to me, looks like more like a 3 than a 4. But I felt like it was a really good yarn to do this specific shawl. This shawl is called the Yes Yes Crochet Shawl. It is by Yarnspirations. I will leave the link in the description. So there is the shawl. See how pretty that is? And that's in a dark blue color, and then they've got one in the pink. But you can see the pattern there and how gorgeous that pattern is. And so I wanted to try this just to see if I could do it, because this is the year I have challenged myself to do something new, or something I had never done before, or something I had tried in the past and failed and wanted to redo it, that kind of thing. So this is one of the things. I have never crocheted a shawl, and I wanted to. So this is how far I have gotten on it. Let me show you. And it's really pretty. I love it in this burgundy color. There it is. And to me, it looks like a butterfly. That's probably why I really like this shawl as much as I do, because when you see it up close, there it is. To me, it looks like a butterfly. So the span of this, one side to another, so it gives 13 rows for the pattern. And then what you do is you continue with rows 10, 11, 12, and 13 until the shawl is 60 inches wide. So that's what I am working on. That's a long-term project. I'm not in a hurry to do it. I started it back in May or June, I believe it was. And I got through the pattern, and I have repeated the rows. I'm going through the added rows for the second time. I will be on row 12 when I pick it up again, either this evening or tomorrow. So it's one of those things. It's long term. I don't have to work on it every day. I laid it down for probably a month or two because I got stuck on it for some reason. I got a brain freeze. Once I got through the pattern, for some reason I got a brain freeze, and I couldn't get that row 10, 11, 12, and 13. I did row 10 and 11, and when I got to row 12, for some reason my brain got stuck. And I don't know why that happens sometimes, but it does. So I laid it down for a while, and this is what I do when I'm doing patterns or, things like that. I lay it down for a little while, for 3 or 4, 5, 6 weeks maybe, and then all of a sudden I will pick it up and I'll go, oh, this is how you do it. I was then free to crochet those other rows, and I'm continuing with those last 4 rows until I get it the size it's supposed to be. So and I do believe, let me see, this is 3.5, each skein is 3.5 ounces. So both skeins together will make the entire shawl. So because I do believe it called for 7 ounces of 7 or 8 ounces of yarn. So at any rate, I will get this shawl done. It might not be done till January or February. I'm not sure. It's a spring and summer shawl, so I don't need it this winter. That's for sure. So anyway, working on that. And then in the meantime, while I'm waiting for the yarn to finish the corner to corner, I had been working on, okay, this is one of those curiosity things. I kept seeing the pattern for Wheat Stitch by Miss Brianna K. And the Wheat Stitch is so pretty. And I'm like, okay, if I watch a tutorial on that, is this a stitch that I can do and do easily? How easy is this stitch to do? Because it's really pretty and it looks complicated. But you know what? It's not. It is not complicated at all. Let me show you what this looks like. So I started out with the blue color. And for me, just the blue wasn't large enough for a baby Afghan. So I purchased 2 of these 1-pound skeins of Red Heart Classic 1 value for $5 at the Dollar Tree. So I added some on the bottom, some on the top, and now I'm finishing up. I flipped it over to the bottom and I'm adding this. 1, 2, 3. So I have 4 more Wheat Stitch patterns to do on this, and then this will be finished. I was hoping to get this finished last night, But here's what happens when I'm crocheting or knitting. And I can be watching a movie and the sound and volume and everything will be up, but crocheting and knitting relaxes me to the point where I will literally fall a stitch with a crochet hook or needles in my hand, because that's how relaxed I get when I'm doing this. There's just something therapeutic about creating things for me. So when I'm sitting here stitching, I can fall asleep in my chair and sleep for probably an hour or so. It's crazy. I am that older of a person that, yes, I fall asleep in my chair now. I used to laugh at my daddy for doing that. I used to laugh at my husband for doing that. Now I do it. Huh. Imagine that. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on. I do have other whips. Bless my little rotten heart. I do have other whips. I'm not going to show them all to you because I don't want to overwhelm you with it. But my total whips that I counted is 14 right now. When I finish this one, the number will be down to 13. And I'm going to have to do this. I'm putting a moratorium on beginning new projects right now. That shelf right there has a whip on it because there was a pattern that I wanted to do with some yarn that I had. I wanted to know, what is this pattern going to look like and am I going to like it? So that's the reason I started that. It's going to be an Afghan. It's the Trail of Tears or Navajo Tears. There's two different names for it. So that's what I'm going to do with that. It's going to be, the background color is going to be black. And then I have bright colors, bright orange, green, yellow, blue. So those four. And then I have a white in there, a very light color tweed that I'm putting in between some of the colors as well. So, and I wanted to see what the pattern was going to look like to make sure that if it's pleasing to my eye, then I'm fairly sure it's going to be pleasing to someone else. So that's why I started that one. And then this yarn right there, see that little black, it looks like a black dot right there. Okay, that is the end of what's called a broomstick. I'm not going to show it to you. I'm not going to get out and show it to you. But that's called a broomstick. So I have 2 skeins of Pound of Love peach. It's a really pretty peach color. You can see it sitting right there. It's gorgeous. Or the Karen 1 pounder. Excuse me. It's not Pound of Love. It's Karen 1 pounder. So I have 2 skeins of that. And I'm repeating myself now. I apologize. At any rate, I began a broomstick lace Afghan because I love the broomstick lace and I have made that before. I just haven't made one in a while. And I wanted to make sure that when I made it, I had enough yarn to do it because it takes up a lot of yarn. It's a yarn eater for sure. So I'm doing that in the peach color. So those were the 2 new ones that I did start. So that's why I'm putting a moratorium on starting any new Afghans or projects for now. In that bag right there, that gray bag, and the little green tub sitting next to it, that's where I keep, the green tub is where I keep all my cottons. So I have more dishcloths that I need to make. This right here is full of chenille yarn because I am going to crochet more hair scrunchies. So, and those will all, the hair scrunchies will all go in my store that I have online, my Tedooo store. And so that's basically it right now. Oh, the other new project, and this is going to be a long-term one again. Again, this is going to be a long-term project. I have begun a sweater for myself. This is a, it's called the Neon Stripes Pullover. It's by Premier. So there is that. This is the sweater that I'm going to do, and it does come in my size. I wear a 3X, and I know y'all don't need to know that. But when I look for sweater patterns and things, I look for, is it a basic stitch? Is it going to be in my size? You know, all of that kind of thing. So, but instead of the neon stripes, here's what I am going to do. And here's what it looks like so far. I've only been working on this a couple of weeks, so I'm knitting on this pretty quickly. I kind of wanted to get this done maybe by Christmas, but it's not going to happen. It's probably going to be middle to end of January before I finish it. But the stripes, what I'm going to do is, see this peach color? I'm going to put this peach color, I'm going to alternate peach and brown because I love the color brown. And I love the color peach, and I love them together. So that is what I'm doing with that. So that's my sweater. I have knitted sweaters before. I just haven't done one in a long time. So I wanted a basic vanilla sweater pattern that I could do. And you know, this neon stripes, you don't have to put stripes in there at all if you don't want to. You can just use the basic vanilla knit pattern and do it without the stripes. You know, you can put whatever color. If you want the stripes, you can put them in there however you want. You can switch that out for other different color work if you want even. I mean, that's the beauty of doing these types of patterns, is that you take it and you make it your own, right? So anyway, that's what those are the projects that I'm working on currently. I do have a few other projects that I've been working on for a while, but you know, like I said, they are projects that don't have to be done right away. I don't have a timeline on them, you know, things like that. So if I don't have a timeline on it, I work on it a little bit at a time, and then if I get bored with it or I have other things to do, I can set it down and not worry about it for a while before I pick it up again. So that's the other reason I have a lot of projects, is because some are going to be long term, some are going to be, you know, have timelines on them, that kind of thing. So at any rate, I'm going to let you all go. It's been fun talking to you again. Just a quick update as to what I'm doing, which projects I'm working on. I eventually will get back to this Premier yarn that I ordered earlier, back in September, I believe it was. September, October. I will get to that, but that is a fall Afghan for next year. So that can wait. Yeah, so that's about it. If you're curious about that yellow yarn that's over there, where is it? Right there, next to the peach, that is going to be a baby Afghan. This light green, that's going to be a baby Afghan, and the light purple is going to be a baby Afghan. And I have specific patterns that I will be using all of those yarns for. So you will see all of those popping off of those shelves in the near future as I get to each project. So yeah, but I have other whips to finish before I pull any of this back off of the shelf. That's gonna sit there for a while. What I'm hoping to do, like I said, I'm working on my second Afghan for the Boggy Creek blankets, and then I have 2 more that I would like to finish. Those are all due by the end of January. So, and in between those Afghans, I am working on an Afghan for my grandson who got married at the end of September. So I'm hoping to get that one. I would like to get finished by Christmas time. I will share that one with you next week. So I don't want to get it out right now, because it is sitting behind my chair. I have 2 big baskets full of projects. One has 2 Boggy Creek blanket projects, and the other one has my grandson's Afghan and then a baby Afghan that I had started. So, anyway, so that is that for now. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy the content and you like my videos, you like what you see, please subscribe. I would so greatly appreciate that. And I will see you in the next video. I will see you next week. Thank you for watching. Happy holidays to everyone. Bye.